Hello. Welcome to the third Cosmic Council meeting. I am Consequences. I am here to make sure everyone gets a voice. This meeting was called by Infinity again, because Order was unable to attend. Infinity, what did you want to discuss?
So, Order, because he's preoccupied, as well as Chaos.
It wasn't me.
Are you sure? It very well could have been.
No.
Slip my mind. Let's all introduce ourselves before we continue.
Who are you talking to?
It doesn't matter to you.
But I want to know.
I'm Karma.
Blood Emperor.
Chance.
I am mental pain or the exalted one.
You are a mental pain.
Oh, you better believe it, buddy. I'm just getting started.
You can keep all comments to the end.
I will.
I am Consequence.
Singularity.
Clearly, Infinity.
I'm deaf, and I don't know why I'm here.
Because you're important and you're deaf.
You are
Kind
here because you are a force and a cosmic being.
That too.
Because he was forced. Pun.
He looks like it was forced. He's eating dinner.
Good looking dinner.
It's lunch break, actually.
It's a rough day.
May I?
Continue.
Thank you. As I was saying, because Order and Chaos cannot attend, they have asked me to call this meeting in their stead. There is an extra entity among us. Not one of us, at least not from what I've been told. The being, the guardian of the Nexus Vortex, encountered a different force, different death. Not you. Which is wrong, and not how this works. And I'd like to try and figure that out. That's not how this works. There shouldn't be more than one of us.
There are two deaths.
Yes. The second one, calling himself Necro. Residing in the mind of...
It's gonna be a
fucking name. Becca Rains.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like you know who
Yes,
that
the
is.
exalted one.
Yeah, I will abstain at the current moment from saying certain things.
You have the floor.
No, please do share with the class. You have anything,
this was
you have
a
anything
class-
productive to input?
If you are not on the floor, you cannot speak.
Okay, not to be a dick, but we're all on the floor right now. Alright. I'll just shut up.
No. Say what you were going to say.
I'm keeping my information to myself.
That's unfortunate.
Damn it.
You're not in a place to keep things.
So there may or may not be more than one of those specific forces.
More than one death?
No,
I feel like we should all get input on that one.
more-
What? Go on.
That's about it.
Continue.
Why?
Explain yourself. How do you know that?
My life is information, you idiot.
And?
It's
Did you know there was another death?
not that one specifically, no.
Exactly.
But I happen to know at least, I believe it was at least 3 others.
And you just didn't get a mention, did you?
Well, they weren't a problem.
Not being a problem does not mean... Not being a problem for you does not mean they're not a problem for the rest of us.
They weren't even in existence.
Let's not pretend that that matters. There's such a thing as an antiverse.
Yeah, and?
Things there kind of create issues sometimes.
Well, they weren't there?
Does anyone else? Would anyone else like to input? Death, seeing as it greatly involves you. There was another one of you out there.
Do you have a twin?
Are they gonna pick up on the paperwork?
You might have to go find this necro and deal with him.
Deal with him in what way?
Speaking of dealing with, I'm gonna pause that conversation if that's all right.
If anyone else would like to input first, please go ahead.
In what manner should he be dealt with?
There should not be another death.
So is
Kill
he
it.
kill him?
It shouldn't exist.
Isn't that your job?
I cannot affect things that do not exist.
Right.
And technically, also, if that death had broken any rules, he automatically would have been aware of it, yes? So, as I understand it, he hasn't broken any rules as of yet.
No,
Therefore, why does he deserve death?
Consequences.
because he does not. He should not exist. Yes.
There's more.
Whoa!
Go
Maybe
ahead.
a bit better.
Not only is it another death, it's apparently, from what the Guardian has informed Chaos and Order of, it is a previous death. Whatever that means.
Ah, that adds up.
From a different iteration of existence
Apparently.
before the end.
How does that even work?
How am I supposed to know? I don't survive the end.
Here.
That's the whole point. Until we did.
Can't suffer anyway.
We already dealt with that. At the last meeting.
That doesn't mean I can't rub your face in it.
A previous iteration.
Yes.
It means somehow a version of you survived the end.
I'm assuming that shouldn't happen.
Well,
No, it should not be possible.
It's, for example, it's like if somebody died but somehow did not. How would you feel about it?
Paperwork.
Paperwork.
well, I mean,
I imagine that's paperwork.
I survived the last one
Through loopholes. But how did you do that?
because I wasn't in existence when existence ended.
Based on when this one was. He couldn't have gone where you went.
And which one was this one?
One.
The first one?
From what the Guardian has informed me, yes.
Like the
One.
first
The
one. or
first iteration of existence before the first end.
But I didn't think forces existed in that one.
Forces did not exist. Entities did.
Oh, okay.
So if a way to survive the end is to get outside of existence, that must be what this necro did.
Where could he have gone?
To beyond?
I thought that's where the antiverse was.
No.
The concept of beyond is outside of existence. There's no specific limit to it.
I'd like. We have 8 people here. I'd like someone else to speak up.
Huh?
Anyone
What
on that
problem
side?
does this realistically present us? What does it matter that there's more than one of us?
As time goes on, this older version of death could start to take over this one. All the connections he has, his power, and potentially kill it.
I'd rather that not happen.
Why?
I like
No.
this death
It might not be on purpose.
because I'm familiar with him.
So if you were to be replaced, you would naturally grow familiar with this replacement,
If he's replaced, he doesn't exist.
right? But you'd grow familiar with
I
his
mean,
You
replacement.
know how long we live?
That's not
You
necessarily.
know how long
true.
I've been alive? with this death?
You're immortal.
Countless.
What,
It's not that simple. Just like I'm not familiar with you, even though you've
what does
been
a
here
stretch
for a
of
little
time
bit.
matter? If you've known him for 2 million years, what does that matter in the grand scheme of the life of the universe?
And
You are not infinity, are you not? You're infinite. What does one small stretch of time matter to you? Not saying that you should die. Clarify.
and also if it's possible.
I'd rather the natural order of things continue.
And also, it's entirely possible that rather than him ceasing to exist, he would just switch places and enter a weakened state. And
Possibly.
more accurately, hibernate. Until
But
he
since it
recovers
is the
enough.
first one, he doesn't really have the same limitations.
And as shown before, things that are not meant to exist tend to break existence. As that's how the last end occurred. I do not want another one.
Does anyone?
It's fine. I enjoyed it. Watch it burn.
I have no preference.
Why is he here?
Who?
I understand he's a force, but it's not like he gives insightful input.
Because he is a force.
He also,
all that's
All
necessary?
forces deserve an opinion.
also, he has caused several problems that I will
Wonderful.
elaborate on later.
Wonderful.
Maybe not.
So
That's
all
necessary.
forces give input, yes.
Karma,
Yes.
I think we can agree that we should
Would you like
talk
to give
about what
him
he said later.
Singularity?
I intend to talk about it.
Good.
Okay.
I do also, I must say that an entity is not on the same level as what caused the last end.
No, but
That was a board member who was broken. That is different.
but if there is one entity that should not exist, maybe there are more, and if there are more, it could cause the
He even
same
said there were
problem.
more.
Case in point, it
Well-
could cause the same problem.
As far as I'm aware, they've all existed since their iterations ended, and have not.
And where are
caused
they?
any- I don't really know. They're not in the beyond. They're not in the antiverse, and they're not in existence.
If they are outside of existence, they will not cause problems.
They seem to be in a gap of sorts between the three.
Yes.
Things getting out of the antiverse is the example that is not true. That thing, just because something's out of existence, does not mean it won't affect it.
Mm,
So that can't be discounted.
But if something is out of existence, it will not cause the same problem.
Could have caused a different one.
Exactly. They must be dealt with. They should not exist.
I wouldn't say they're a problem. They've stayed there beyond calculable years, haven't done anything. They seem to have no intention of moving or acting. They seem to simply
As an
watch.
Yeah.
Aside from their existence, have they actually done anything to, one, warrant our judgment, and two, even at the very least, warrant our attention? If this previous iteration of death has done nothing in surviving all of the previous iterations of existence, I see little reason as to why they would begin to do something now.
Again. Edge is an example that you don't need to do something for something to happen. His existence caused the end.
If Necro is the first iteration of death, and from what we know of the previous iteration of existence, was he responsible for their end? Because he certainly wasn't responsible for the last one, and yet he existed.
Maybe not directly.
We do not know. We will have to find out.
And I would simply say there's not enough information on the past existences. It may be true he operates on an entirely different level of existence than us. He may not even be comparable. He may operate under different rules, circumstances.
He may not operate under any rules.
He may operate under a different type of energy. We wouldn't know. There's no way for us to know. So we can't measure something. that.
Has anybody spoken to them?
Nope.
The Guardian.
And
Vortex.
What did the Guardian have to say?
We could ask him.
Knowing him, he's not one for too precocious in details.
What? What?
That's okay.
Also, your hair isn't blue.
It's not.
It's not.
Yes,
It's not.
It is.
Get with the program.
I think the best course of action then would be talking to someone who has firsthand experience with Necro.
Agreed.
Secondhand judgment seems ill-advised.
I'd suggest the one whose mind he resides in, but I'm not sure if he might be able to stop us from doing that.
That would
He
be
resides in the mind
I thought I explained this.
of an individual in existence.
Yes, I explained this.
Becca.
Becca Ray.
Yes. Therefore, he is affecting existence in an unnatural way, enforcing his connection upon someone.
Necro wasn't
Exactly.
a part of the agreement that we made as entities of this
No.
iteration.
That is correct, but if he is forcing his connection onto someone, that is immoral.
What's so funny?
I'll make
morals.
value judgments.
Since when have any of us aligned with those?
Putting
You tried to
aside-
kill another force simply because you thought it was breaking existence.
It was.
No, it was not.
It was.
Your conflict was breaking reality further.
I didn't know that.
I know I never have.
Do we know the manner in which Necro resides within this individual? Is it causing them harm? Is he influencing their actions?
Again, I suggest we should ask the Guardian.
Exactly.
Then we should do that.
Are we all in agreement?
Yes.
I believe so.
Raise your hand if you wish to speak to the Guardian.
Couldn't care less.
Why? Again. The sigh he gives.
You should have been ready for this.
You should have expected this. He brought the suit. Hey, I used the hold on him and too. I'm prepared and ready. Ill prepared and
Commercial break.
I'm not wearing shoes.
Who's Aaron?
My name is Finity.
Huh?
Nice.
For short. This Cosmic
Hi.
Council brought to you by Goyoy Outfits.
Hi. Finn the entity, Death the Death. Adventure time.
Not again.
In the god and death the other god. Well,
Hi!
Sorry.
Hello,
I'm a
Guardian.
Little bitch and insists on you
I'm
constantly being
Vortex.
present.
We know.
Hi.
You don't need to introduce yourself
You're here
every time.
because we know you've interacted with
Oh, you.
Necro.
This is about.
Necro.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you know about them? What have they done?
What has been said already?
Assume nothing.
Start from the
Start
beginning.
from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. Okay.
Me.
What you know, if anything.
I was in the Nexus, and I had to interact with the person known as Becca Rains. I had to go into her mind. Necro did not let me in. I opened the door, and I could not enter because of him. Yes.
Isn't that supposed to be not possible?
Exactly. Correct.
Unless it is a highly powerful telepath.
Correct.
Interesting. That's
As we've established, Necro seems to not follow rules that
Exactly.
are similar
It
to-
appears that this Necro hijacked a previous connection to death. In
already
order
started.
to live.
He's already started replacing.
In order to exist, or in order to continue surviving, he basically feeds off the connection.
Parasite classic.
What else happened?
There were other things that occurred that had to do with what Becca was dealing with, but that's
Does
I don't
Becca know this?
yes.
Are those
Becca
things relevant?
interacts with Necro on a very regular basis.
Are those things relevant? Those things you were about to mention.
No, it was kind of in between the
I see.
relevant parts.
So
Is Becca bothered by this connection?
No.
So would you say he's taken up something of a role of a protector or
Yeah.
guardianship of
In
her?
a way, yeah.
Did Becca in any way consent to this?
No. Becca was a child, effectively a baby when it happened, when he took over.
Is there any reason for Becca in particular?
Wait, so she would have.
Because she was connected to you when she was born.
She
So
was
she
born with a
connected.
connection.
She was born with a connection. A
Fascinating.
connection to death, which is very, very rare.
Dad,
Ironic.
I wish I could have got my hands on that kid. That would have been fun.
Don't ever
Excuse
say
me?
that again. I would really appreciate
If
it.
the Blood Emperor is saying what's wrong with you, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm mental pain, you idiots.
Everybody just squinted when
Yeah, I
said
know. Excuse me?
Dead silence.
We don't need to talk about the past. That's
We are
irrelevant.
going
Yeah.
to discuss what you've done.
I suppose I'd be something of a father to you. Yeah, you hated that, didn't you? I'll stop.
No.
I'll not.
Why do I-
hate you, by the way? Okay, fine, fair enough.
See? Everyone hates you.
I'm mental pain. I
Besides
hate
you,
idiot.
because you don't really know him yet.
I'm mental pain. I
Don't
hate
hate
me.
anything.
Get with the program, dude. You
You'll
don't
learn.
like having a headache.
Yes. You have
Can
permission.
I get back to what I was saying?
Yes,
I have
please.
another question.
Yes.
Actually. Do we know, did this forcible hijacking cause Becca any discomfort?
I'm unsure. I did explain to her that he may be in a way a symbiotic parasite, potentially,
So
based
they-
on past experiences.
Is he?
I don't know. I did not get a chance to interact very, very long.
Does she seem to age faster than normal people?
I don't really see aging.
I assume her connection is manifested in power.
Yes.
What is it?
Do you know?
Not exactly sure. She can see things like visions and potentially cause stuff to happen. I'm not sure.
Vortex is completely unaware. He thinks it's only premonitions.
That's what I said.
Okay. Cause sees what?
Premonitions. Good, usually bad things.
And in using this power, does it cause her any discomfort?
I think so.
I mean, given
Is it
my-
because it's the power, or is it because it's of who she's getting it from?
and
I
given,
don't know.
Given my experience,
something
in
that
the
I
you
do
organization-
know that she is getting stronger, and that's causing him to become more real.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So is he capable of affecting like
Yeah.
physical
He
things?
can affect things in people.
I see.
He's simply they can't
Because
see
he's
him.
connected to her.
Are you able to discern any motivations behind Necro's actions?
Survival. Him hijacking Becca's connection to death is keeping him tethered to existence
Certainly.
without technically existing.
Has he taken any or influenced anybody in any malicious way, driving them to do what would be understood as morally questionable at best actions?
I think so, probably. I don't know exactly what they did, what he has done, and what she has done. I did not interact that long in comparison.
You mentioned earlier that he's kind of a protector type thing. What? Do you have an example of that?
He if anyone threatens her, he tends to
Take it personally.
Flash out.
lash out.
How does that manifest?
I would presume violently.
I did not interact very much.
Well, I would assume.
Lucky.
I would assume that is because he's connected to her in a very fundamental way. It would seem she is the only reason he exists at this point. The only thing that's tethering him to existence. If she were to die, he would lose said connection and be thrown randomly into non-existence.
He had to exist before she did, though.
If he was truly outside of existence and that's how he survived everything, no, not necessarily. There's no such thing as time out there. He would simply be there, and then there'd be no difference to the world around him.
True. But even if something were to happen to Becca that would disrupt his connection to her, there's no reason to believe that he would not use the same method of survival to survive every iteration's end.
Well, as we know or have been told, Becca was born with a connection, which is extremely rare. Not to mention the connection with death, which, as Vortex has said, is odd. Those are very, very peculiar and unique circumstances. It is very unlikely for anyone to encounter those specific circumstances ever again.
I agree. I'm simply stating that even after the first iteration of existence end, it is presumable that any connections he may have had would have ended as well. Nonetheless, he persisted.
It's possible that the more he did it, the less he's able to.
It's
Many things are possible.
It's also possible not all
That's
of
why
his
we talk about
connections ended. There are
Also possible.
living beings inside the antiverse. It is entirely possible he existed simply because one of them bore a connection to him.
Then it would be reasonable to assume that he still has connections there.
I can look for that.
Why would he come back to reality then?
I don't
Then
know.
he knows-
Yes,
But it's
Am I
always,
still needed?
I don't know yet.
I don't think so.
Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Nothing useful
Mm.
to input.
Are there?
No more information to tell us about him.
Is there something else?
You have to clarify two different. Useful or about him? I don't really have anything. more
Useful.
about
What is it?
him.
Spit it out.
Just spit on him, please.
What? Again? Does he need to be here?
Can I go?
Yes.
Thank you.
Please. No one likes you.
I don't like you either, so it's Ethan.
You should.
He was gonna tell us something.
Legitimately awful.
I created you. You wouldn't exist without me.
I'm so sorry.
Be a little kind.
If that thing is your creator, I apologize.
Thank you. You just apologize to a third of you. You know that, right?
What did you say?
You just apologize to a fair amount of yourself. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Clarify. Okay, cool.
I'm so
So
sorry.
is that weird when you interact with somebody? Are you talking to yourself if you talk with somebody?
It's like if you're talking to one of your cells. Does it feel like you're talking to yourself? No.
My cells don't talk.
But what if they could?
I don't even
That's
have.
what it's
I
like.
don't even have cells. I'm made out of energy.
What about the
You weren't always.
ones in your mind?
Fair. What?
Cells.
Stab it, pap.
Yeah.
Or
That's
maybe
not
talking to one of
something
your
to discuss.
particles of energy.
Are you done?
Alright.
Yep.
I would like to clarify one thing based on something that was said.
Yes.
Connections were not possible in the first iteration. Forces did not exist.
Many things are seemingly not possible in this universe, yet they exist regardless. I don't think
I
we
can confirm Necro never had any connections. I was there.
I will hold that loosely.
So then he simply is taking control of the existing connection rather than generating one himself.
Yes.
Are you omniscient? How do you know with any degree of certainty that he had no connections?
I was there.
Yes. Did you monitor his every move?
And yet you... How many iterations has it been since?
5.
Since? Then...
It's the sixth.
And you haven't noticed him since.
I cannot feel things that do not exist.
Then he may have had a connection. It's possible.
Unlikely.
Anything's possible.
I think we're in no position to decide on any actions being taken against or for Necro. Necro has seemingly done very, very little to warrant that. His only crime, if so you perceive it that way, is hijacking one of our death's connections.
Actually, the only thing that seems to be held against him is that he continues to exist.
And that he tries to continue, which is
And
exactly
he
what I'd be doing.
took over the connection of death.
Yes, but you were talking about it before that.
Yes. He should not exist.
I think we should
agree.
wait before deciding on anything and see what he does.
And perhaps we should try to have a conversation with him.
You must find a way to observe him.
Yes.
With pleasure. I was already
Please
planning
not
on
him.
it. I was already planning on it. You're not gonna
That is up
stop
to
me
you.
from watching it.
We'll
I
decide
would-
that later.
I'm merely meant to give input, not make decisions.
I would also like to add the perspective that if any of us were in Necro's position,
Oh, I'd be doing the exact same thing. 100%.
it is more than reasonable to assume that many of us would cling to life in whatever way we could. Even we have survival instincts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny because it's just impossible for you. Sorry.
Do we have more to say on this subject?
Anyone?
The longer we wait to come to a decision, the more in danger we are.
I can agree with that.
We haven't even decided if we're in danger yet. That feels a bit hasty to
I
me.
feel like Death of All People has the most important opinion on this topic. He is the one being replaced.
Isn't he not actively feeding off him at the moment?
We don't know if he's actively feeding off of him. If he was, he would have been aware of it a long time ago.
No,
He's still existing somehow.
Again,
feeding off of the connection to
one of us having connections like that, it's kind of impossible to distinguish one from another. I understand that I'm the wrong person to say that, considering how many connections I get a second.
Yeah, I tried keeping track of it at one time. Which looks like way too much work.
But nonetheless, my statement stands.
It would likely be quite difficult to know, to simply notice one connection,
No,
unless
it's
you
just
were focusing.
I have
Or the void.
some experience with parasites, and if they're actively draining you, your energy dissipates. It doesn't just flow back and forth like it usually would with most connections.
I am merely saying it is but one thing, slowly and near silently draining.
If I was Necro, I wouldn't be draining it at all. I would have taken what was there and closed it into its own loop with me as its center. I wouldn't have. I would have cut him out of it entirely.
What if he can't?
If he can't, I don't know how he still exists.
It's not like we can really figure that out right now.
we need more information before we can
Exactly.
make any sort of
I
decision.
would suggest finding a way to observe this necro, and then coming to a decision. And that would be you.
Do we know what university is located in?
Everything. I'm trying to remember if he told me.
Oh, I can.
Step
find
it.
it.
1961.
There it is. 1961.
Does anyone
Very close. Very close, Karma.
does anyone here possess a connection there?
I do.
What? Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
I do.
Ooh.
I was unaware.
Not of my own making.
I'm
Oh.
Question. I don't believe Karma took the catalysts for connections.
No one connected to the catalyst is connected to car.
So would this be your first?
I have only one.
Well, congratulations.
Interesting.
I too have a connection.
Perhaps no. We have rules in place where we can't do
Where is
that.
he, Jason?
This one is not Jason.
But you have other connections besides Jason?
Yeah.
regularly, as do you. As
He's not
does
that.
that.
I mean, yeah, fair, but the only person I ever hear
You're
about
welcome.
is Jason.
That's because Jason was
He could have at
strongly
least
connected to the end.
he at least
And
could
its
have picked a
resolution.
better name than Jason. It's just boring.
Did he pick?
Humans
Is
don't
this
pick their
irrelevant?
names. Humans don't pick their names.
Exalted one.
Hmm?
Stay on topic.
I
Broke me.
Wait, really?
That's all I remember.
You did not.
All I remember.
Stay on topic.
I will
can
like
discuss
to
this
walk
later.
Becca through my connection in 1961.
I will do the same.
I have.
You have a connection there?
Yes,
Uh,
it was relatively recent. I hadn't been fully aware of it until now.
Be quiet.
thank you, Cat.
He wants
you.
out.
He does want out. Can I come into the out now? No, you
No.
cannot come into the out now.
What?
But I can come in.
You just need to turn the
Anyway,
handle. Yes. Is there anything else we can discuss about this death? This necro?
it appears a decision has been made. Karma and Chance will use their connections to observe the speck of rains.
Learn all they can about this necro. And then report back with their
Yes.
findings.
To
Us.
Alright.
The Cosmic Council.
If this topic is concluded, Karma and I have the results of our observing the dreamer.
That's what I was going to ask about
Yes.
earlier.
I'd forgotten
How'd that go?
about
The
that.
last Cosmic Council, it was decided several of you, would go deal with a being known as the Dreamer. How did that go?
She's stubborn as hell, as usual.
The Dreamer has entered an agreement. The length of it, I don't know, but they entered it with the Darkness. The Darkness has ambitions regarding the rules that we've recently set up that bind each entity. As I could ascertain, the Darkness is not... They are upset with these rules and seek to find ways to either break them, dissolve them, or simply navigate them through loopholes. And they believe that the Dreamer is in some way a key to realizing those things.
It's more like that he believes she is nothing but a useful tool rather than a key
A key is a tool.
of sorts.
For some context, for those who were not here, the Dreamer is a creation of former members of the Exalted Ones.
I believe there were members at the time of her creation.
Unimportant details.
She was freed
This
when
is
they
rather
split off.
important.
The time
She
frame's
was
not.
freed from her restraints when they splintered off from his organization. At which point, due to her treatment at their facility, she wants to dominate the world. She wants to eliminate all problems and form complete unity. If I
Create
remember correctly.
a
Under-
paradise of sorts.
Yes. Her physical body was killed by an associate of Jason's, but she escaped the Nexus due to her extraordinary power.
Is there anything else regarding this?
She gave me cold coffee. It's very rude.
Yes, and you
I
tried
would
to have,
too.
You tried to have a secret conversation with her.
That's the. She
Go
asked
on.
For that.
Yes, I was not present for this. Would you
She
like to
did not
elaborate?
currently feel comfortable with the other people around. To put it simply, she rather moved the conversation from where we were to a separate realm of sorts.
Care to divulge what the conversation was about?
Mostly nothing important. It was remarkably boring.
What you consider boring and what is important are two very different things.
Or what you would have us believe is unimportant.
That's fair. Hey, Karma, do you remember much of that conversation? Because I forgot most of it.
You're asking me wrong, man.
Well, then in that case, probably not. Because, I don't
Their
know.
conversation was not... It did not suggest anything as concerning to some of you as the agreement between the dreamer and the darkness.
That is concerning.
Because if I remember correctly, the darkness was the one who recommended us live like gods. The last Cosmic Council.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
And he is working on plans to enact that. goal.
Hey, side note, I heard you've been living with him. How's that gone? Has he been treating you?
You don't have to answer him.
Why do you trust him?
Because I'm nice.
He's a manifestation of him.
See, that's a great reason.
Okay, I don't lie. I just abstain.
Well,
from
that is
lying.
a lie.
When's the last time I lied to you?
2 minutes ago.
Keeping track.
When I did what?
Nothing
Thank you.
important.
Nothing important happened in the conversation. The important stuff happened when she went and talked to the darkness. So no, I was not lying. Be quiet.
The darkness made a deal with the dreamer. According to the rules, cosmic beings and forces are not allowed to make dealings with those they are not connected to. Unfortunately, the dreamers may not make deals with mortals. Unfortunately, the dreamer no longer counts. So I cannot do anything about this.
As well, this could be considered the loophole of unless absolutely necessary.
Unless absolutely necessary.
How could this be considered absolutely necessary?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, if we knew
Who
for-
determines what's absolutely necessary?
Me
Do you? The board?
and the board.
if we knew for a fact he was making preparations to lay siege to the rules, so to speak, would that count?
Or is it only actions that matter, rather than plan?
Preparations for actions still count as actions.
They may not always directly.
Somebody break a rule? Where you going? What happened?
The cat wants into the out now.
And we love him.
Sometimes.
And want him
Sometimes
So
you're punching sounds coming from consequences.
Alright, he's done.
No, that would be sad.
She cracks knuckles. I need to get in on this.
Sorry, I had something to attend.
Sorry, I just had to wipe that blood.
Anyway.
Deal with something.
It's both intentions and actions that should be what determines our judgment. As of now, the actions that the darkness has taken, unless they've taken more since their agreement with the dreamer, which is presumable but not yet fully
Provable.
determinable, is that their only actions have been that they've entered an agreement with the dreamer to do more things with an intent to break or work around the rules that we're bound to. Now, their intent seems to be far more grand than that. So the question is, at what point do we determine if we are to intervene or not? And number two, how do we intervene?
Not sure. Might not be our place.
It's about as much our place to deal with the darkness as it is to deal with Necro.
Is it?
If it concerns the rules that we're bound to and seeking a way to circumnavigate
Then it is the
them,
board and consequences.
To deal with the dreamer or the darkness.
Yes.
Yes.
Based on the failure of the Exalted One to deal with the dreamer, the board has decided it is now up to the mortals to deal with her.
I have not been given a. I didn't get given a specific
What?
goal.
Get rid of the dreamer.
I was not told to get rid of her. If I remember correctly.
Apparently your memory is flawed.
It was deal with her. Deal with the problem. potential
It was very
problem.
clear what that meant,
You better.
but unfortunately it is out of your hands.
What do you mean the board gave the problem to the mortals? What do you mean by that?
The story demanded that it be changed, and now the mortals have to deal with the
Why?
dreamer. That is up to the voice, not me.
The mortals are less bound by rules. The actions they can take are a wee bit more extreme than the ones we're permitted
Are
to
they?
take.
Regardless of what our presumed place is in dealing with this, you cannot deny that there will be some of us who will attempt to do so. Order and chaos, respectively, will take sides on either side of this coming conflict, and I can tell you on which side that they'll be.
Most
Easily.
likely not on the same.
Never.
They hate each other. It's remarkably entertaining, actually.
What did they ask you to call this meeting? The two of them together.
Hmm? Well, in the order of technically Vortex's bosses, it goes Order, Chaos, and then me.
I see.
And neither of them could attend.
So it would seem that we can some of us will either have to choose to sit idle as this conflict resolves, or the rest of us will make a determination on how we should affect this and then act on that. I have no intention to do anything as of now, aside from observe. No, I don't make decisions. I'm not in a place to make decisions, largely because I'm still getting familiar with what I am. The
Not
very first thing that I do not want to be is hasty.
Has everyone come to a decision what they would like to do?
I don't think we have enough.
We could go down the line. Karma, you have made your position quite clear. Blood Emperor?
I would like to observe, but if you need me to, I can take them out.
That is up to you. Chance?
Who's the them we're referring to at this point?
The darkness or the dream?
Gotcha.
While I am concerned by the darknesses and visions and by the influence of the dreamer, I must continue to observe. There isn't enough yet.
Exalted One?
The reason I have chosen to remain to exist is to study, learn, and see. And for that reason, I will choose to remain neutral in such an aspect. I, as usual and per my personal habits, will be watching. But unless they interfere directly with me, I will not act.
Singularity, seeing as you have a very direct connection to the darkness.
Being held hostage.
That would be by you.
I didn't put her
You
there.
don't get
I can sense the fear gripping off.
I wonder why.
Okay. You can just skip.
Yeah.
Seems we've made a decision, haven't we? Just what?
What's your position?
I think we're gonna have a talk with the darkness personally. Understand. Truly. Get his perspective. not the skewed perspective of others' perspective of what he wants.
I do not.
Not you, just some.
Was that directed at me by any chance?
Why do you assume everything negative is about you?
Because you made direct eye contact with me.
I've made direct eye contact with many people.
You happened to time it right when you said other people.
Yes, you are not the only other person. Observe, and I will talk to the darkness.
I'd rather find reason behind his actions before.
We've come to a unanimous decision, I guess.
Yes.
That's new.
In a different voice. Can all of you roll spirit? One by one.
It's
Well, I only
2d6, right?
2d6.
Where'd you put my
Anybody who fails blows up.
What?
Anybody who fails blows up.
Sweet.
roll the piece of the 2d6?
What do I have to roll higher?
I think you just okay. For
rolling
in this
that.
system, if you get a 7 or higher, it's a success.
Okay, and I add my value to it.
Yes. What's your value?
No, not yet.
+1.
Not yet. Don't roll yet.
Oh, he said don't roll yet. You're
We're
good.
rolling
You're
in
safe.
the town.
Well, you should have practiced it with that.
You did say one at a time.
I did say one at a time.
And I even got a 12, man.
Yeah, everyone rolled really high over here.
I got a.
You happy
I got gaming
that I
credits.
said reroll?
Yeah.
He's really happy. He would have gotten a
Everyone, stop. Aaron, you hit the table.
Can I explain to those who don't really understand how the game works?
Sure.
And by that I mean the audience and them.
Yeah, go ahead.
The two people next to me, ironically. So the way this system works is a 7 to 9 is a moderate success, a 10 plus is a great success, and a 6 or below is a failure. That's
Yeah,
how
if
it
you roll a
works.
6, you blow up.
I rolled a 6.
No, that's kids
You
on
blow up.
bikes.
Karma.
Necro.
Necro replaces
If
his
you
die.
would please roll.
I've been replaced.
Do you want him to keep the roll to himself, or
No.
10.
it's gonna be so loud in the mic?
Take it back.
10.
Damn it! Post processing editing.
4.
Oh, do you have a minus?
What am I rolling?
Spirit.
Forgot.
10.
Hmm?
9. Preferred to 12, I got, but yeah.
I got this. That is not where it should be. Woo!
Think.
Is that plus your?
So she doesn't have one.
She has no plus.
I don't believe so.
She can. Where is it?
Oh, this one? So,
12. Watch me fail. I'm putting
please,
this down.
please do for my
5.
personal enjoyment.
Fail for my sake. Well, one of them was a 5. I got a 13.
Damn.
Plus 3. He fails. Can I roll? Can I use it? Help out? Not help out.
Ew,
This-
11.
Nice.
Okay. So.
Oh no,
one
no! Sorry,
person failed.
I also got 12. One person failed.
You blow up.
No, again.
And basically everyone got a 10 except for you.
Mine.
I think you got one of the highest.
So everyone that got a 10
Or higher.
or
You don't
higher,
blow up.
you feel something. A presence. Something is pulling consequences out. Please continue.
Better not be who I think it is.
What do I feel? I got a 9. I want to know.
What the hell?
You just feel something.
What was that?
He was.
I would
He was
imagine.
here and there wasn't.
Something has removed him.
He was taken.
Was it the board? Can they even do that?
Yes, they probably can, but I don't know why. And I don't think it was them.
That's
Who
unsettling.
else could it be?
I don't know.
If it's that
I imagine.
fucking author like it was last
I
time.
imagine we will find out.
It's also
Or
entirely.
maybe it's truth again. That'd be fun.
It's also entirely
Like that.
possible that's just how his being works.
Don't nod.
Consequences goes places of his own volition. Consequences is not removed from places by others.
He just removes the places from him.
No.
Or he puts people places. That's unsettling. And I had another topic I was going to go to.
Oh, what you got? Hit me with it.
No.
Oh.
We have more pressing issues.
I legitimately gave you an excuse to hit
More
me.
pressing issues.
There's nothing we can do about that. Let us continue our discussion.
What were we talking about? We had just come
We
to a
just
decision.
came to a conclusion.
Yes, we were going to observe, learn.
What else is there?
I was going to once again bring up, but time.
What
It's
about
getting worse. He's getting worse.
I didn't do it.
what does that mean?
Something's wrong with it. Something's causing time to not flow the way it's supposed to flow. That's what I thought. Oh wait, no. Is it? Never mind. It might be someone else.
Welcome to the party.
Hello? Are you the same person who was here last time? Don't touch me. I wouldn't recommend that.
That mask looks uncomfortable. You want to take it off?
It is. It's way too high up.
I would love to. But unfortunately, I cannot.
Patrick, can you take the mask and just pull it down?
No, I cannot.
You can't?
The nose is right here.
Oh.
Oh, hey, look, that's what he looks like. Are you
Whoa!
constantly-
Vortex! Oh my gosh, it's Vortex
I'm gonna be honest,
consequences?
I legitimately cannot wear this. It hurts.
Oh my gosh, it's Vortex consequences, truth?
Viewers
the
from
board?
beyond.
All-
Imagine this man with a gas mask.
I will not put it
Put your
in
glasses
post.
upside down.
Oh, he's doing. Oh,
Just
He was doing it though.
Aaron, just put the picture where his face is and leave it there the entire
No,
time.
just
Don't move it.
JPEG. to his face.
Yup. Just
Post-production.
anyway.
I won't even remove
Anyway.
the outline.
You're even more glorious in person.
You're not the other person, the other guy who was here last time.
Who are you?
No, I'm not the.
That's good.
Who are
But
you?
I don't like that you know who that is.
why do I feel insulted?
You should be. I don't know why, but you should be.
I don't have limits.
Yes, you do.
I was making a joke.
It's nice to be here. Finally, it's taken a long time.
Hello. Are you a
What's your name?
force?
What's your name?
Hi. Are you Necro?
No,
Do you know who that is?
no.
Okay, that's good.
Do you know who you are?
I am an architect of sorts.
Oh,
What does that mean?
I
Are you-
build.
an architect.
I craft.
I know what the word means.
What do you build, craft, and create?
Worlds.
World
You're in the middle of something.
Places.
Why?
Be
Important things.
to what end?
understand.
Understand what?
You.
Us.
Existence. The story.
Hey,
That's design.
same hobby. Nice.
No.
Don't.
Oh.
Why do you do this? Why do you want to understand us?
You are imperfect. You could be fixed.
It's rude.
What's the solution?
Rebuilding.
How would you do that?
Doesn't matter. I'm working on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
What is what?
What does that mean? What are you doing right now?
I'm working on it.
What does that mean?
I don't think you're gonna get any more details.
Why are you here?
I am working from the ground up.
Why are you here? Go away. We're in
Why
the
am I
middle of
here?
something.
Sorry, he's an
I'm here to
arrogant
observe.
dick.
You want to
No,
talk?
I'm here to understand.
Do you need
What
to-
are you?
I am infinity. The entity
What does
of
that mean?
infinity.
How?
That's confusing.
What made you? Who made you?
I-
How did they do
I feel like you already know the answer to most of those questions.
If I knew how, I would not be here.
Why are you here? Please go away.
To finally see the supposed glorious creations.
Well, you're looking. Uh-huh.
No.
He'll gag onto his ego really quick and puke.
Are you the one who removed consequences?
It was quite difficult.
Why did
Hey,
you do this?
Better question.
He he cannot see me.
Is that like in a literal sense? Or...
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't exist.
Nice.
Can I ask? You stated that we were imperfect and that you are attempting to fix our imperfection by rebuilding something, us, our associated forces, from the ground up. In your perception, how are we imperfect?
I was about to ask that. What's wrong with us?
I mean, there's a lot wrong with you.
Ironically, you are too human.
What do you mean?
You feel like humans. You talk like humans. You hate like humans. You're merely humans with too much
Yeah,
power.
they do hate. Specifically with
Some
me.
of
You
us.
have no room to talk.
So your
I
solution...
sort of like you. I can't tell.
God, I hated hearing him.
Which one?
Him.
Thank you! Thank you.
See, they do hate me a lot.
As we should.
Why do you think that is?
You're him.
You were created by imperfect beings.
Beings who are also too human?
They're flawed.
What do you mean?
In what way are they
imperfect?
flawed if they are not too human?
They were created by imperfect beings.
So you know who created us. Why did you ask then?
I do not know how.
You said who as well.
Well, not all of you were created the same way, or by the same beings.
Mm-hmm.
Who
I can
created
point out a
you?
few.
Like what?
Never.
For example, he created her.
And he created him.
No. Pain created him.
I feel like that's kind of a
His
gray area.
solution-
In a way, Weston Newnail created Hit.
Hit?
That.
Yes.
I don't
What
know
about
what
that?
created you.
I
Oh,
think that's a
yes.
good thing.
And you three were created by the board.
You said that the board's creators were imperfect. Creator was imperfect.
It made a mistake.
I don't think that's
What's
possible.
created you?
I'm trying to find that out.
You're trying to meet your maker.
So what is your solution to our
Okay.
humanity?
Rebuilding.
How would you do that?
I'm figuring that out.
So
I have places, machines.
Are you an imperfect being?
Yes.
How do you expect to create something not imperfect?
By rebuilding.
How can something imperfect create something perfect?
By becoming perfect.
Ask your question, please.
would your solution be to remove our humanity?
That might work. You're on your way there.
To what?
Removing humanity. You barely count.
I barely count.
Your humanity is barely there. I don't know how you did that.
I feel very human. It's worth.
You shouldn't. You're an entity, a force. You shouldn't feel human.
I think what you're categorizing as human is a byproduct of a certain threshold of intelligence.
What exactly do you wish to remove? And don't just say humanity.
He's gonna say humanity.
Define humanity.
Better question.
I was not going to say human.
What were you?
Circle.
Gotta stop looking down, Patrick.
You need to remove your ego. That would help.
I kind of deserve it. Being one of the first, the most important entity. If I go, the rest of us go.
You're not one of the first.
Wow.
I am
that
one of the
hit a
first.
button.
Wrong.
I didn't say the first. I know who that was.
You are
I am one of.
at best the sixth iteration of you.
I didn't mean it like that.
There's too much person in you.
Ironic.
You are too individualistic. Ironically, being infinity. You care too much about being on top. Proving my point.
I don't have to try to be on top. I am. Again, if I
No,
go,
you're
the
not.
rest of us go.
Existence is a circle.
He thinks-
idiot. There's
So
no
works.
top
There are
and
things
bottom.
outside of you. And above.
I know that. But they didn't fix the end when it needed to be fixed. Did
Oh, you
they?
think I'm talking about the board? How funny.
You think you fixed the end?
So your purpose in coming here, I can assume, was more or less to incite these forms of conversation, all in pursuit to understand us better,
Yeah.
so that you might know how to fix us.
Correct.
I see.
And maybe craft my own story.
I imagine you'll be sticking around.
I'm clear.
I
That
don't
depends
wish
on
for him to be here anymore.
What
Others.
can you do?
Would it trouble you if consequences were to come back?
No, I simply would not be here anymore.
Do you have a preference?
Why are
I
you
would like
asking
the
him? He's not one of
consequences
us.
to not be here.
Yes, but he can remove one of us, so he might as well be on the same level.
What do you consider yourself to be?
I already told you.
Let me guess.
architect.
The
I understand that.
I'm
On
not-
the same level or higher?
I am outside of the spectrum.
I don't know what that means.
He thinks he.
I am on a different level. A different.
Bro,
it's built
different.
I am. I'm not even on the list. I'm on a different list.
So, would it bother you at all if we were to continue discussing what we were discussing prior to your arrival?
No. I'm here to observe.
Excellent. Well,
You
seeing as
talked
how
to
I
me.
don't, seeing as how I don't think there's any purpose in trying to convince him of anything, nor do I think any of us would be successful in trying to remove him, I see no reason.
This is for bad.
Yes.
I would like him to go away.
Me to go away?
Yeah,
No,
Pat.
him.
Pat,
Oh,
get
you
the
would like
fuck
him
out
to
here.
go away?
Yes.
Please roll spirit.
No, I would like
If you would
to
like
go
him to go away, you need more than just you.
away. I will assist.
But-
Who would like to assist in making the architect go away?
Yes. If this
Put
fails,
your
I have
hand down,
another
Patrick.
idea.
I'm just
I
doing
know.
So two of you. Unfortunately,
This
you do
doesn't
not
work. I
have.
have a you're
Well,
my backup plan.
you didn't give any time.
You're the
Yeah.
one of us here who can talk to the board.
Okay. And whoever would like to get rid of the architect, make him go away, raise your hand.
Interesting.
It appears only two.
Yeah, you dropped that. Oh.
Yeah, you
Must reject your proposal.
Yeah, I was
You can
holding it like
try.
this and then went to point.
You may roll. But that does not mean it will do anything.
Roll a 6, you blow up.
If we succeed, something happens.
That's correct.
And I did get another 12.
I must roll in that.
Yes.
He rolled back.
Oh!
He rolled fine.
He must roll on that.
That is an 11.
12.
No. I added my one.
And 11.
Yeah, 12. They're both 10 plus.
23.
What happened? What happened?
As you focus trying to make the architect go away, you watch as it's strange. The architect changes, doesn't leave, more like shifts, rebuilds into
The architect.
The architect with a K.
The architect 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
The second one.
Architect
You see-
1.01.
Shapeshifts into
you see
black
sitting there, pain, or what appears to be pain.
You should have just brought them all over here.
Like someone should keep like a tally count of how many times he
He's done it like 3 times now.
Commercial
Courtney,
break.
that's your job.
Commercial break.
Do a commercial, Tommy.
Dude, can you promote one of our other shows?
This Cosmic Council brought to you by Eternal: Sparta. Watch the full series now on twitch.tv
On-
/PatsandDragons.
Also on youtube.com/@PatsandDragons.
No, don't watch it there.
Watch it there, please.
Don't
Don't listen to him. I'm the Dragons.
I'm the one.
He's
doing-
not even a space bar
I'm the one
anymore.
doing the commercial.
You've been replaced.
YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah, we got almost 300
You
videos.
just now catching up on that detail?
I knew there was a Twitch. I didn't know there was a
Didn't
YouTube.
know.
That came first.
Patrick doesn't tell me these things.
Patrick, why don't you tell him things?
He shoots me a text in the middle of the night. He's like, "Hey, you want to come?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure." He doesn't give me any context. What's it called?
Pads and Dragons. That's pads. That's pads. Pads.
PADS.
P-A-T-H-S.
Paths.
Pads.
Yeah.
It's the,
You were saying pads.
I'm sorry. It's a riff on Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder.
It's a little sus. He
Pads
wants you to
and
come in the
Dragons.
middle
There it
of
is.
the night.
We also have our D&D series, Dungeon Finder.
Yes, we do.
A series not about dungeons nor finding them.
Yep.
Now, you see, okay, or at least it looks kind of like her. Pain normally has a completely shaved head and a very patchy beard. This you see a full beard and a nice head of hair.
Is it because you don't want to shave your head?
No, because that's exactly what you see.
Become welcome.
Patrick wants to tell himself he has a nice head of hair.
Burn.
Hello?
Hi.
How you doing?
Why are you here?
Is he here?
I don't
I'm
know.
not so sure.
Oh no, he's got a country accent. Damn.
I see why you are called what you are called.
So, are the rest of us, this question for Patrick, are the rest of us able to feel what Affinity and Chance just tried to do?
They tried to make the Arctic go away.
Okay. And we can obviously see that that didn't necessarily work in the way that they wanted
No.
it to.
The Exaltant one will just promptly backhand pain, considering the fact you're sitting next to me.
Go ahead.
Pretend.
Oh, no,
No, just do this.
happened.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Why'd you grab my hand? That
Slap
made it
him.
awkward. I winked when he reached out and grabbed my hand. I'm like, eh. There's no
Across
reason
the
you're
face.
His girlfriend's right there.
Yeah, I deserve it. You'll give her.
Yeah, no shit. It's almost like I can change what I look like.
No, it appears I can too.
You look like a German yacht
Blow.
owner.
Oh, do I?
What did you say?
I said he looks like a German yacht owner.
Bold assumption he owns a yacht.
I look like I.
He
Wow.
was on his
You
yacht.
think he's German?
That was not karma for the record.
Why, hello, everybody. I didn't
Hello.
expect to be here.
Yes. Whoever
you
you
can suck
just
your
were,
word.
these two attempted to remove, and then you changed into that.
In it. I've always been.
As have we all.
That's literally not true.
I have always been karma.
What am I here for?
You're not a force. Go away.
I'm not.
Yeah. And you weren't
I'm not.
this. You weren't this.
It's so exciting.
Go away.
Okay. Well, it seems to be that whether we would
Can I
like it.
slap him again?
Yes.
Ah, fuck.
I didn't even slap. What the heck, man?
I pretended like you did.
Okay, I'm gonna slap you twice for that one.
Fuck. God damn.
Pain and mental pain.
Stop slapping him.
He's
He's into it.
So hard that you.
And Infinity said that 100% seriously.
What again?
It would seem that whether we want it or not, no matter what we do, whomever this is cannot be removed by our. So, with that being the case, Infinity, I believe you had something you wished to discuss.
Yes. If you want, you can scoot a little bit farther away.
Yeah, I think I will.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah, this guy's a dick even by my standards.
When I said he's into it, I'm not joking.
He's just pain.
Oh,
I'm
so,
pain.
He's literally pain.
so Would you have preferred Jason left you where you were?
What?
Would you
No,
have
I
preferred-
like being
Infinity.
together.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you want?
Time. It's
Yeah.
broken.
That is not what he was about to say.
Yes, it was.
No.
That's what I was going to talk about
For the
before the
remainder of this
architect, and then you
conversation.
showed up.
What?
Payne, for the remainder of this conversation, if you would be so kind as to keep your comments to a minimum.
Feel free to say whatever as long as it makes fun of him.
Don't do that.
Listening to him is ill-advised.
That's a lot of leaning in.
Because I hate him too.
Oh, that's fair. Everyone.
Time is broken. Time is not flowing correctly, is what you
Correct.
said.
In some places,
Where?
it's hard. There are a lot of universes.
In how many universes has this affected?
Most.
Currently, currently, at least 100.
Out of?
Actually, countless.
Many.
10,000 at the least.
Is the number climbing?
Yes.
At what rate?
It gets faster.
It begun at the end. It is
Are
now
we-
up to 100.
Do you know specifically which one universe it started in?
Universe 1961.
That is.
The same universe that this necro resides in.
I don't see why everyone's avoiding.
I think I heard
Not
some
that
wind,
personal
everybody.
space.
Was but the
Oh.
wind. I am so sorry.
I should not have mentioned personal space. That's on me. Is someone here good at like manipulating space so we can just put like an infinite amount of space between me and him?
Infinity.
Yeah. Infinity, can you just put like an infinite amount of space between me and him? That is complicated.
I don't control this place. This isn't my mind.
Who's is?
I have no idea where we are. Patrick, where are we?
You're in the
What
console.
problem is
Okay.
presented to us by time not flowing correctly in these universes?
Well, it can spread.
From my
What
under-
problem does time not flowing correctly present us?
from my understanding of it, I've been looking into it since the last Cosmic Council. It's not so much that within these universes time isn't flowing correctly. It's more like there are isolated areas that seem to function at a different rate.
Is there any significance to these areas?
This it's seemingly random.
Personally, for me, experimentation. On a cosmic scale, not that I found.
Is there a pattern to the areas that are affected?
I haven't found all of them yet.
Technology.
There's technology in all of them.
Not technology is generally seem to have been
Present.
either related or connected.
I would assume it's advanced technology.
Yes.
No, whack.
I'm not exactly sure what happened in 9161, but I believe technology was involved. Yes. 1961.
Is
1961.
Yes.
Good year.
you referring to time travel technology or time related technology?
That's not.
I'm not sure. It might be now.
Cool.
That's not cool.
So, what danger do these pockets of time present either to us or to mortals around them?
As some of the research I've found, there are specific beings that have and can have gone through them. I don't know. Time's not really my expertise.
Let me try an analogy for this example. The seasons, they come, they go, in the order that they go. If time continues going the way it's going, those seasons will always be, they will never stop. Or fall will go into summer instead of the other way around.
So you're saying time flows out of order?
Always winter,
Yes.
but never Christmas.
And maybe eventually it won't flow at all. Nothing would change.
And that's a bad thing,
No one would die.
right?
No one would be born.
It could be said to be a bad thing because it would upset many systems, yes.
Well, speaking of time and things not changing, I have a birthday party of sorts I need to get to, so I will be changing
Birthday party?
shortly. I was being metaphorical, you
Ah.
dullard. And after I say that, the Exalted One will rapidly change form and everything into, instead of the olderish man he was, he will now resort to a what looks like a young woman in her 20s in a very nicely dressed and orderly fashioned suit, who is holding a clipboard with like a list on it.
There you are.
That's a new one.
Fuck you.
That's
That's
what
the
I
new
knew
one.
you as.
I love how each version of you hates him.
It's
But
kind of the
why?
reason we exist. And it was even less pleasant than what the dreamer went through, according to the charts I've been given. I wish the other me's could learn how to organize.
As I was saying. Change is a natural order of us, of reality. We change. If time doesn't do that, if time doesn't go forward, we don't.
Though
It's even worse.
the very concept of time not flowing correctly is a change in and of itself.
Correct, but it's not natural change. It's not.
I don't see
can you
why it's
prove that?
unnatural.
It's. It originated. Once everything came back, then it started. The end was supposed to happen. Apparently. Was it supposed to be fixed?
I'm not sure you can say that the end was supposed to happen.
I don't know
It's
what.
simply
I
that
don't
it
know.
has always happened because
Exactly.
of the brokenness of Edge.
I'm saying that maybe this is not a change that was meant to be.
I
Perhaps.
don't know if we can make that
I don't know.
determination.
But time has never done this before.
It would be
It never- it-
impossible for me to know if time had done this before, but according to the information I have access to, which is not everything the Exalted Ones have access to, I don't get all the information, unfortunately. It seems that these bubbles, or warp points, tend to have a specific purpose, from what I know. Some information I was looking into a very specific incident related to a former member of the Darkness. Yeah, it was weird. Some being seems to have been able to travel around between these specific points.
Interesting. Is that their purpose, or is that just him, this person, using them for that purpose?
It seemed he was shielded by energy and did not age. He, for intensive purposes, was immortal for the time being.
I
It
think-
seems he has since given up such an ability.
I think a big question I have is, do these
Pockets.
pockets, these bubbles, these abrasions, do they have a purpose? Or are they just a consequence?
As it is now, I have not found successfully have not found a pattern or purpose specifically for them. All I know is what they have been used for. I know there are quite a few people groups and organizations across existence that have contained and are studying them rapidly, are using them for specific purposes. One guy used them to age wine, which I thought was clever. He made an insane amount of money off of that, by the way.
Have any of them dissipated?
They don't seem to do that, but they
am aware.
seem volatile.
I
In
am
one
aware-
universe, sorry. Let me finish. I-
Continue.
I can't believe I said sorry. He.
I'm not me, and also me at the same time.
So you're the one I should like.
You're more pleasant.
No.
That one.
Yes.
In one universe, I believe it's 63, 64, I'm not sure. There was a massive bubble. Massive. The size of an entire, explain it,
City?
islands wide. And then broke these things don't dissipate. They don't get smaller. They either get bigger or they break, causing shattered, broken time.
What does that mean?
It means the time in those shards of broken time don't do anything. They don't exist. They don't flow.
So
They pause.
nothing can happen in them.
Not in that broken time. The bubbles seemingly are broken, but not in the same fashion. They don't. Time flows erratically inside of them, but once they break, it stops.
Have any bubbles gotten bigger than that one? Or is
Not
it the
that I have
biggest
been able to discover, but they might.
That does seem concerning.
Very. And we can't contact time. His dimension, his realm has been locked off.
one? By what?
No. I can't ask him. I don't know if it was him or something else.
It is one of the things I have hypothesized since the occurrence of his domain being closed. Is it is possible he is, for lack of a better word, mutating because of the end of time and time restarting, becoming something not entirely the same as he was.
We can't be certain of that.
That's a concerning thought.
That was merely one of the possibilities.
We can't even be certain it's him that's causing that. Maybe it's someone using him. Or maybe it's just... I don't know.
There's also
It's just very concerning.
The disappearance of freedom is also still concerning.
Yes,
That's
but
another
I
entity
believe
who
that
has
is what
vanished.
Chaos and
Freedom always
Order are
was
trying to
just an
discover.
illusion,
Oh,
either that or they're having another one of their feuds.
which is most likely.
hopefully
I
they
didn't
can
ask.
find some things about freedom that may shed more light on this situation with time.
Perhaps they're connected.
Possibly.
Can I go now?
I don't know why you're still here.
I don't know how to do
Why are you still here?
Can,
A fair point. You wouldn't know how to do that.
Could
that.
we
I don't know how
all,
I'm here.
can we send
Do
him
you
home?
want to be here?
No.
I think I'd.
May we send him away now?
Can we all work together this time?
Well, four people picked up their dice, Patrick.
Roll.
I love how he picked it up and then
9.
you did.
We're voting to kick.
You're being voted off the island.
No.
Even-
I'm the imposter. I'm not. It's not wrong.
No, it's not.
It's in the corner.
Why would you do that?
Corner.
How did that happen?
I'm
What's
waving in
your-
Stop
front of
it.
the camera.
You're covering Zane's face.
Right?
Spirit. Yep.
8.
Oh, all right.
Because I.
It's your turn.
I
Are you
would
rolling?
not be ruling.
No.
What?
Can I roll against this?
What?
I thought you said you wanted to leave.
You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm so
no.
sorry.
Just because, like.
Don't worry, I'll compensate with my +3.
Please do.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
funny if you roll 2 ones.
It really would be.
Titus got an 8. Titus, you're not.
I
You're,
did.
I did. I got
I got an 9.
I got a 9.
So we got 8, 9, and 9, and 5.
It's my turn.
Your turn.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3,
11? Nice.
Okay. So 8,
go away.
9, 5, 9, and 11.
So go away. I saw the architect come back. Hey, that's number 4, I think.
All right. So is I need to use the restroom during this time.
Sweet. Commercial break again. Sorry, anybody. Sorry.
And now we're the midway break.
This Cosmic Council brought to you by Dungeon Finders, a show neither about dungeons nor finding them. Watch it.
What is that about?
Watch the series on twitch.tv/PassionDragon.
And youtube.com/@PadsandDragons.
What is Dungeon
We
Finders
have
about?
a YouTube.
Neither about dungeons
I know
nor
it's
finding
not.
them.
Who is it about?
We have a YouTube now. We always
No,
have.
it's just
but
a
now
D&D
we have it.
It's just a D&D.
Bang.
It's just a D&D campaign in which we actually don't really go into dungeons. I think we go into one across like maybe 2 across like 3 different
Yeah.
You got that.
Comments. How does that make you?
3 different seasons.
4 technically.
Okay.
You see before you, and by the way, from this point forward, when I describe things, your characters hear me say them. Hear me
Oh.
describing
Oh, I know who this
that
is.
you see before you, the narrator,
Who Infinity has never seen.
who Infinity has never seen before.
Why are
The
you saying that
narrator
out loud?
is a member of the board, which is
Who are you? What?
who created existence.
He's saying all of this in
Yes.
character.
Yes, we know.
It's just
that.
really confusing.
He's not.
I merely
talking to
confirm.
you.
Hello, I apologize for everything that just occurred.
It's you. What? I'm so confused. Why are you here?
I had to rein everything back in. It was getting off plot.
Is it my fault?
No.
Yes.
It would be the whatever the architect is, its fault.
What do you know about the architect?
Very little.
Are they relatively new?
I think so. I believe it's from outside, either the antiverse or the beyond or something else. And it is encroaching on the story.
And they're not a product of your making.
Not as far as I know.
Why did you make new rules?
Because of you. And the Crimson King. And the Exalted One.
Oh,
You were
sorry for whatever.
sticking your
I
fingers in
made
in too many pies.
it.
We had to rein it in. And the rules on the amount of powers was because of West Hanuda.
I can't help as much anymore.
You weren't
From what we learned, you weren't helping very much to begin with.
I wasn't given guidance.
acting unknowingly is acting foolishly.
We
Very
believe if we influence you too much, it will not evolve naturally.
Well, that's kind of an issue now that time is broken.
Yes, and we are working on trying to figure that out with storytelling.
Ah, yes, fate.
Fate. That's
Why isn't he here? He's a force.
No, he's not.
He was.
Not anymore.
He still has, what's his name?
A connection, yes. But he does not count anymore.
Isn't that against the rules?
No.
Okay.
What you're saying is he's been overreacting to Necro the entire time?
No. Necro is a problem, but it might not be a problem that you can solve.
Is there a single problem we can solve?
The
Certainly not.
darkness, perhaps. I would suggest you try whatever you can to deal with Necro, even if it's not killing him, saving him, whatever you think you might need to do.
Is banishment an option?
Where would we send him?
I have ideas.
Is this still the woman you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making.
Could we help
Sounds so
integrate
wrong.
him into
I'm so
reality
sorry.
in a way that could be without in a more restricted
The
manner?
only way to do that would be to make him a new entity, but because of what he is, there is already an entity occupying his space. You would have to push this death out to make room.
If entities can be created, which we know they can, either by powers above them or by powers already existing, it's assumable that entities can also be changed, yes? Reformed?
That's correct.
Maybe that is what we might attempt with Necro. Should we not be able to come to a conclusion?
If we
anything
can.
else. If we can, yes.
At the moment,
Perhaps ironically, that is also the architect's intent for us.
at the moment, though, I must ask that you merely observe as you previously decided. The story is going a certain way that may lead to Necro being dealt with.
In what way?
Unclear. I merely tell the story, I do not decide where it goes. That would be the players in this vast game of ours.
Can I ask a question? So since you tell the story, is there just like an invisible script in front of you at all times?
I merely know the story.
So you
I
just
feel it.
innately.
It is, in a way, told to me through the voice.
Neat.
Yes.
What does fate do?
Fate tells a different story. A different book in the same series.
Through a different lens.
Through a different lens. A different perspective of this story.
Or technically, maybe individual chapters.
That would also work.
Next question.
Are they good questions?
Yes,
Do you know the end of the story?
I never knew. I only knew potential endings of the last one.
Could you fix the end?
No.
I wasn't asking you.
Not exactly. Not fully. In reality, it was Western Nudo who helped greatly in fixing the end.
Why couldn't I have been told I was making it worse?
That would have changed the trajectory.
And also, would you have listened?
The way I saw and we saw the story going, Weston Newdale would help fix it. Unfortunately, if we had told you, that would have changed the outcome. It would not have led to the same end.
What about time?
Time is broken in a way that I cannot fully see the story anymore. I cannot see all the outcomes.
There was a variable we couldn't account for.
Could that be because
What
of
is the variable?
this?
The
law?
board can't see it anymore. The time is affecting them too.
Could this be one of the ways in which the author and the architect are encroaching?
Perhaps. That would be very...
Breaking time to blur the lens.
That would certainly work.
Or what one of my aforementioned theories was earlier, is that rather than time itself changing because of the end, it's them changing time with their own two hands.
Maybe using the end as a smokescreen.
Something locked out time's dimension.
Well, not so much locked out as locked in.
Could be both.
Both ways, correct?
Not entirely.
Not
Can't
us,
get in
can
or
you,
out.
not friend him.
I wasn't answering your question. Sorry.
See,
Is your presence here not affecting the story?
No.
Will it?
I can't know. I don't know. That is why I can be here and speaking to you with no fear of changing the outcome because I cannot see it anymore.
Might be best to leave us to our decisions.
I was merely here to assist in the fixing of the problem that the architect created in this scenario.
Is it fixed?
I believe so.
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Even though it's disruptive.
He hurt Infinity's pride. Sorry, that was other than me. He jumps in at times.
Yes.
I have nothing to say.
It was very dramatic. So
May we continue? Well, we have another variable in the time dilemma.
Which is what exactly?
Time being broken is affecting the board as well.
No,
And that's not good.
I wouldn't say it's so much affecting
He said he couldn't see the story anymore.
The board
because-
has never been
affecting-
omnipotent or omniscient.
But they're what they could see has been blurred.
Whether intentionally or otherwise.
I think it's bold to presume that they could see anything beyond that. as, for example, the narrator does not know the story, the narrator tells the story. The reason why the narrator popping in as he did just now doesn't affect the outcome is because he doesn't know the outcome. And if he doesn't know the outcome, then the outcome could have simply have been that the narrator always was going to, and thus the outcome
Simply
remains the
saying
same.
that the time dilemma, the time problem is more dangerous than I thought. It's affecting more than what it should.
That is true. Though maybe not should. It's affecting
Not should, but
more than expected.
more than I thought it could.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing there,
I
pal?
apologize. I had to deal with something.
What?
Bloodied fists, white knuckles.
You're not wrong. Totally.
What, if I may ask?
I had to give consequences.
Ooh.
To whom?
Unimportant to you.
Wasn't one of me, was it?
No.
Sweetheart.
So it was. No.
Do you know anything of that? Do you know anything of what transpired in the absence, or should be explained? To you?
I do not need an explanation.
Well, I don't know what to do about the time problem. I don't see many paths to pursue other than just waiting until whomever is behind it slips up. And then,
Waiting for an opening.
Pardon?
Waiting for an opening.
Yes.
Not a way in per se, but more a glance inside.
As is more or less standard with every problem that we faced before and every problem that we're faced with now, I think the only conclusion that we can come to reasonably is to just wait and watch. Because I don't know if any of us can do anything that we know will have a meaningful impact on what is going on.
I don't like watching it. Feels like I'm doing nothing.
Well, what would you do instead?
I don't know.
Then we wait and watch. That is what I will do. Is there anything else that anybody has that they wanted to discuss?
Well, actually, do I know about that? Okay.
To go back to the original conversation about Necro, my other self mentioned something, didn't he?
Which thing?
That was so much happened since then. Please, please remind us if you could.
That's the problem. Not telling me. He's a bit selfish.
What we know
Okay.
about Necro is that Necro is the presumed first iteration of Death, somehow survived every ending past his own, and has at this point hijacked a connection that was formed by Becca Rains with this Death at birth, and assumably is using that to prolong his existence in this existence.
And he seems to have taken up the role of a guardian.
That much I was aware of, but I mentioned something else, and all I am able to gather about what was said is that consequences forced me to say it.
Consequences.
Do you remember that?
Patrick has no idea what you're talking about. Do you?
Yes.
You wanna
Slip a
give
word
him
to
a
the
hint?
narrator.
You want to just whisper into his ear?
Someone else gets middle school.
Ah, yes! That thing.
I was wondering why nobody brought that back up. It was because
There
everybody
are
forgot it.
other entities that survive.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
Right. Do you know who? Does he know who? Helps in pets.
It would seem he knows. I know. some of them. Man, he is pissed right now.
I know none of them, nor know of them. At least, if I have known them, they've not made themselves. They have not made themselves out to be clearly entities from a past existence.
I mean, seems the only reason that we were able to learn about Necro is because Vortex encountered him. By chance. Ironically.
Well, some information I was just given.
I like you more.
I'm not sure if I should take that as an insult.
You
Some
take it as a compliment.
information I just received. It seems one of them is me.
That
What?
version of you?
We don't need more than one.
By you, do you refer to Mental Pain, the Exalted One, one of your collection that make up the Exalted Ones?
Mental pain. I believe. Though details
Like
are
death.
still unclear.
Another entity.
It's not something I've seen. It's not something I've seen so much as sensed. If I were to guess, it is because at one point I was in close proximity to the other.
So you do not know where they are.
That specific information is not available to this specific me.
What does this mean? Are there more of you that know more about your history?
I do not have access to such information. My job is merely to process and organize the new incoming information, but the others do not always give me the information.
Right. You said you received that information, and then you said you sensed it. Which is it?
I received that other me sensed it while the end was ongoing and we were absent. Ugh, I hate to bring so many me's. It's talking about.
I suggest that you work on trying to find where this was felt.
I will do what I can.
Also speak to the board.
Be
You
honest,
can do that.
I entirely forgot about it while he was present. Because I was more interested in the fact that I was sitting there.
I would assume at least one of them is listening.
And
One of them being the board or me or
One of the board.
I mean, there is always, if necessary, he can contact them. You still retain that ability, correct?
How do you do that?
How do any of us do anything?
That's not the same thing.
We
This one.
manifestations of power that form connections that manifest in different forms of power.
Before he ascended, Weston Newdale acquired 3 new abilities, one of which is the ability,
Weston Newdale was connected to the board.
rather had the ability to go to the boardroom.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, regardless, I think the board is going to be perhaps a little more cooperative now with the rest of us. Even however minimally that may manifest. Ask, and I imagine you'll receive some form of answer. Even silence.
unfortunately it seems that I apparently will not be cooperating with the board.
Why?
Not sure, it seems I apparently have some sort of grievance.
Are you being told this by the others? Or do you feel this to be true about this version of you?
Not this me per se?
Just all of you.
The collective.
No, it's unclear. It is one of the things that I cannot see, not that I am forbidden from seeing.
Then I will ask on your behalf.
Do we have
Other-
anything else
I
to
was about to ask
discuss?
that. I don't think so. Unless anyone else would like to bring up.
I have a question for Lady Sin, if she'd be willing to answer. Okay. How is Blake doing these days?
Who?
Not someone anyone else here
That's actually
would
the
know.
perfect reaction.
Fair enough.
I suggest we not bring him up again.
I agree.
Weston does.
Yeah.
Karma does not. Knows of him.
Yes.
If there is nothing else,
Can
can I
I
suggest
Do a what is it?
recap?
Wrap up? Yes. Recap.
An outro.
Conclusion.
Not an outro, you
A
fucker.
conclusion.
A recap. What was discussed?
Next up.
The cosmic council. Anyway. I believe the first thing we discussed was the being necro. What did we fully decide? I believe it's,
Watch.
We watch
Observe?
and wait.
and then we talked about the darkness
We watch and wait.
and time,
We watch and wait.
and then we had this architect show up.
Oh
We
yeah, on
watch
that one we.
And wait.
Is there anything we'll actively do?
No.
Watch.
It seems
I am forbidden from saying what I will
You're on
actively
my
be Foreshadowing.
numerous problems have been caused previously by us individuals or collectively acting prematurely or in an ill-considered manner.
You will act when something occurs that needs you to act.
Exactly. There are
There are-
reasons that the rules are in place now that are.
There are many problems that follow the end, and right now, most of them exist in the very preliminary stages. So, even if we could act, what would we do?
If all had been decided. I suppose that concludes the third Cosmic Council meeting. Perhaps we will see each other again. Preferably not soon.